They defended our country on the battlefield, some even sacrificing their limbs in the process. And in an ultimate challenge to test their minds and bodies even further, they recently set off to scale the tallest mountain in Africa, proving there's nothing that can stop a true American soldier. Joining us now are members of the group Kilimanjaro Warriors, retired Lieutenant Colonel Steve Connolly, Officer Steve Martin, retired Sergeant Eric Ellis, Sergeant Keisha McCarney, and retired Sergeant Orlando Gill. Thank you all for being here today. I was following the blog, certainly, and we want to thank you for your service to this great nation, continued service as well. What was the theory behind truly trying to get to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro? And Colonel, what was your dream here and message for those who come back after serving?
Well, as a retired Air Force military person myself, I know the sacrifices it takes for people to serve our country. And all of our Kilimanjaro Warriors group are veterans, and so they've all served their country, and they've all been overseas and in combat zones. And some of them have met with some unfortunate circumstances, and I wanted to give them a chance in their rehabilitation to have a monumental goal for recovery. And that's what the Kilimanjaro Warriors group is about, a monumental goal for that recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the pictures here, when I followed the blog, I couldn't get over the conditions that you all were met with post-serving, post-deployment, post 10 surgeries, Sergeant. I mean, I'm following your stories here, and I'm watching you guys climb through your words. What was the toughest moment there? I mean, a lot of people who climb say, okay, I hit a point there, hit my breaking point. Well, many of you may have already hit your breaking point. When you're up there, there had to be maybe a time where something was left up on that mountain.
The hardest part for me was actually the descent. Getting up was great. Getting up was challenging, but the neat part about going up the mountain was there were parts on that mountain where I didn't feel like an amputee. I didn't feel disabled anymore. It was great. I threw away the poles, handed the poles off to a guide, and was able to climb using all 4 limbs, 2 prosthetics and my hands, and climb the mountain. It was just a neat feeling, but the hardest part was going back down. After we reached the summit, the weather was horrible, and it was just getting down that mountain took everything out of me. Ripped off all the skin off my legs. I fell. I don't even know how many times I fell. It was just a huge challenge, was getting back down the mountain, and the climb's not complete till you get to the bottom.
Right, exactly. Orlando, what did it mean to you to be part of this team right here?
Actually, it was great. I mean, honestly, it wasn't even, as a soldier, you always train with other soldiers. So you want to do things with your comrades. This was one of the events that we was named military, different branches from the service. We all got together and we all went out and did one mission.
But the level of difficulty, some would say, you've done enough. Physically, you've done enough. Why is it important? Keisha, I know you're the first to redeploy female post amputee status, right? I mean,
yes,
we thank you for that, but some would say, you've done enough. Why continue to go on? Why climb Mount Kilimanjaro? Why?
Because you were meant to do it. Because when things happen to you, you need to overcome them. You don't want to let that define you. You want to be bigger than that. And you want to show other people who are going through the exact same thing that through God and through yourself, you can do anything. And the sky's the limit.
Are you a different man now, post this climb, Eric?
I suppose in many ways, yeah. It's something I never figured I'd get the chance to do. And, I've never been up in an environment like that before.
Right.
And it's a real eye-opener, especially the people who are guiding us. Just amazing. The whole thing, really.
I need to hear more of your story. It is beyond compelling and meaningful. Thank you all for your service. Stick with us here. Colonel, we'll be right back. More Fox and Friends moments.